Good time zone, everyone. Welcome to the first session of my intensive therapy. Until I can get a hold of an IRL doctor, I am going to be looking over some toxic traits of Virgo. So I'm going to be dissecting myself pretty well, just so I can fully be healed and hopefully help other Virgos heal. I will do this while also making sure that I'm taking care of myself as well. There will be characters that will be portrayed as, too. They will be by the names of Nurse, Dr. Rosette, sorry, um, Nurse Rosette, and Dr. Voitless. These characters will not have a form, and they will simply just be part of my inner thoughts. So it'll be characters that I've created. So you can treat this as a role play if you want, but this will be therapeutic for me. And they're here.
Good morning, Wilkins.
Good morning.
I am Nurse Rosette. How are you truly feeling today?
I don't know.
Can you state the feeling? Just one.
The only feeling, honestly, that I can feel is tired.
Oh, would you mind telling me why you were so tired? You just woke up.
I'm tired because of a long day of work and currently working on rebranding myself. I guess the truth of the matter is that I'm also thinking about other things as well.
What are you currently thinking about?
I don't know. But if I truly want to heal, I guess I'm thinking about what happened on June 13th. Hey, Domicus, how you doing?
Can you describe what happened on that day? At least one event?
It was a beautiful day. I remember having plans for streaming and doing the wrestling role play while checking on my dog, and I got to see my mother. My mother told me that her IRN number was 1.8 out of 2. And I saw tears in her eyes. I was a little concerned because of the lack of funds due to the fact that she has been working a lot, and I have.
Well, that's great. I hope she is feeling better. Are you presuming that I wasn't showing enough emotion?
Funny enough, yes, because the way I just responded, but again, that's just something I need to work on. Constantly thinking, and I wish to stop, but it's something that I can't stop. It's been like this since I was young. But June 13th is when I truly learned that I hurt someone with my words, and that I can never fix it. But I've watched a lot of videos and talked to some people, and I realized that I have to live with that burden. I've also, you know,
Hold on. Sorry for interrupting. What did you do?
I tried to adjust someone's life that was already broken, which is a bad habit that Virgos do because we want to help to the point where I triggered them.
I'm confused.
So am I.
What was said that caused them to be triggered?
The only thing that I truly remember was I was tired. I was trying to take care of groceries, and there wasn't really a lot for me to choose from because I was so concerned about the sodium and trans fats that was in the foods. Um, she, they text something to me, and I just gave my honest advice about don't let people make you feel a certain way, and you got this. You're gonna survive. Um, you know, if you make mistakes, oh well, just get over it. You'll be okay. I don't know if I meant get over it. I just and I say something about the age, and you don't want to keep living your life full of guilt. And
Perhaps you stated so much in a short amount of time.
I did. I don't know what I was thinking. Usually, when I give this advice to people, they say I uplifted them, but now I realize that's a lie.
Is it a lie, though? I don't really see anything wrong here.
No, I do. Virgos have a distinct way of stating the truth where it hurts people because we aim for the deep roots of a person. And yeah, so I checked my voice recordings back and I can see what was done. And I understand how I can make people's thoughts race. And I understand why people find us annoying. I just want to stop. No medication is helping me. Not the Boost Bro, not the Calm Aid. All it does is patches me and it slows me down. I don't want to be slowed down. want my thoughts to be more organized. I just, at the moment of life, to just know when to just shut the hell up.
But isn't a Virgo's position is to help when you least expect it?
I don't know, and I really don't care because this Virgo's caused a lot of damage in people's lives.
Damage?
There was a scene from this show, or sorry, this movie called um, Hotel Transylvania. I believe it was like two or three, and I saw a scene that almost broke me down. It was I forgot the main characters' names, but it was the uh, Dracula's daughter. And Dracula was talking about her husband saying that he's a nice guy and everything, but aren't you sure there's not little things you want to adjust? And there was a scene where he literally changed his overall appearance. I paused the video and I had to stop myself from crying.
Why did you almost cry?
Because I feel like that when I help people, that's what happens. I didn't realize that. I'm not trying to change people in that extreme. I'm just giving them tips, but that's my fault. I just need to stop. But I can't stop
Why can't you stop?
because Virgos are stubborn and we seek perfection in everything and others. And I'm stupid for thinking that people can progress in such a way.
It's not stupidity. You just are a visionary and have high expectations for others.
I gotta stop having high expectations for others. I just gotta let people fail. I gotta let people burn. I gotta let people suffer. And I just gotta watch. And if they don't say nothing to me, then hey, I'll count it as joy.
That is one way to look at it, but every person who helps somebody always suffered.
Not as much as a Virgo. We try to just get to the root of it, but we always miss that one detail. Now, one detail ruins relationships, destroys friendships, causes us to get kicked and banned off of social media. And then the moment it happens, that same person comes crying to us that we were right. And we are just already so fed up with that person that we just don't care anymore.
Even if it hurts, you still should care.
Why? Why should I care? No one cares about me when I'm in the state. So what's the point?
Caring shows humanity, and Virgos are humane creatures who just don't want to be lost in this world.
We are lost in this world. We literally beg people for advice. We beg people to teach us. We beg and beg. We will offer money. We will do things for them. We will do anything that we can to get all the knowledge so we will not be lost, so we can leave people alone.
Having unlimited knowledge does not equal perfection. It never will.
I understand that now. So what I need to do is just keep some things to myself when it comes to certain conversations and just stay on topic. If I stay on topic, no matter how silly the conversation is, if people want to talk about games, I'll just talk about games. If they want to talk about science, I'll just stick to science. I won't put my input on anything because if I do, it will confuse people. And I feel like that's understandable because if I if they're talking about clocks and then I try to equate a conversation to clocks, it's not going to interest them. It's going to annoy them. And I realize that now. So I'm just going to keep a lot of my ideas to myself.
Wait, hold on. There you go. You're doing it? Relax. Breathe. Nobody is saying that you can't talk or say anything anymore.
Well, every time I do, they just get more upset with me. I'm trying to live my life, be happy, but people find ways to tear us down. Can I tell you a story, Dr. Rosette?
Sure. What is this story?
The story is simple. It's about James the Just, who was a firm believer of God. He loved God so much that he wouldn't stop talking about him. And when he was put in a position where he had to choose his life or God, he chose God. And the non believers stoned him to death. And the final strike was towards his head with a rock. I've learned that that is just the curse of Virgos, and we're going to always be crucified no matter what we do.
That's awful, and it was not his fault. Tell me some things that you took from that story without going to the extreme.
I've learned that if you open your mouth too much at the wrong time, it can cause you much turmoil and pain. I've learned that some things you have to keep to yourself if it's not relevant to the conversation at hand. That's what I've learned. I just wish somebody would have told me that sooner. But the thing with us Virgos is that we get so bored because when people speak, So, Doc, are you saying that I have to embrace ignorance and stupidity, that I'm supposed to love and cherish it? So if I see a building on fire, I should celebrate while everyone else cries? Because if I dare try to emote, it goes to the extreme. So how am I supposed to feel about things anymore? If things are this chaotic, then I why is it so hard for me to just not care?
Because it is in your nature. You're a good person.
No, I'm not. Stop saying I'm a good person. Sorry. We are neutral beings. Neutral beings who have made lots of mistakes and hurt people. And then we want to defend what we do by stating that we're good people, not realizing the damage that we have done. One thing about us Virgos, we will admit what we've done. We will pay the price. But everyone else, they just walk around and act as if they're so perfect and they can do no wrong. But you know what? Perfectionism is a disease.
I agree. That is just ego from the other side.
It's not just about the signs, Doc. It's just people in general. That's all it is. I want to tell you a story as to why I overanalyze. And I promise I will get to the point. Put my ideas on paper, write it down, sell it as a book, have it critiqued multiple times without taking it to heart and without stating it's going to take a long time, but to enjoy the process of the critiques. My overanalyzation started when someone called me a re-ard. For the first time in my life, they called me a stupid re-ard. And this is when I was a kid. It started when that one psychologist put all those diagnoses and said that I was MRD. And when I was taught what MRD was, it equated to me being stupid, slow, worthless, pathetic. That's where it started, Doc. So that's when the overthinking started. It started on that moment. When I was a kid, I didn't have a care in the world. I prayed for people. I let things be. I mind my own business. I had people tell me when to help, when not to help. And over time, I understood it. But that right there, when a doctor said that I was re-art, slow, that's what started the overthinking, the overanalysis, the overthinking. And then when I got older and I saw that piece of paper, you want to know what I did, Doc? And yes, I will admit I went to the extreme. I took that piece of paper and I ripped it to shreds. I ripped it to shreds. I stomped it on the ground and I screamed on the inside. And I went inside and I started bettering my stuff. I started reading books to the point where I was exhausted. And I had to remind myself, don't forget to eat. So I ate a large meal to make up for the days, not days, but the hours that I missed eating. So yes, I did go to the extreme, but I was too embarrassed and ashamed to share that with anybody. because I thought that my friends would make fun of me. I get it. I need to allow myself to be humiliated more.
The doctor was inexperienced in that area and possibly didn't know better. He, too, probably overanalyzed the situation. The doctor was inexperienced in that area and possibly. The doctor was inexperienced in that area and possibly didn't know better. He, too, probably overanalyzed the situation. I'm so sorry.
If only that doctor knew how much he hurted me. He was the one that caused this birth. This he's the one that started my wrath. He's the one that started causing me to have to be better than my own self to exhaustion. Excuse me. One second, please.
Are you ready to continue?
Yes, I just received some good news. My mother's coming home. She's coming home finally.
That's fantastic. Congrats.
One second. I need to I need to do something quick. Thank you. It's been rough. You know, my brain started racing again. And I told myself, it's no one's business.
Wow, I agree.
Yeah. Old me would be like, I gotta tell the whole world it's no one's business. No one really cares. And that's fine. And I understand that it is okay for people to say that they don't care about me or my situation. And that's okay. But I care. That's all that matters.
I wouldn't say that people don't care. We are caring beings by nature. People just ignore their feelings due to their pain and trauma. Don't take it personal. God didn't create uncaring humans.
That's right, they didn't. You want to know something, Doc? I went from feeling tired, from tired to happy. And I'm happy that I'm allowing myself to showcase this imperfection. Imperfection is beautiful. But I was always taught that perfection is beautiful.
Imperfection leads to semi perfection. It is needed in the formula. Virgos don't like that. But you are a different kind of Virgo.
I am. That's why I fight so hard.
Well, Wilkins, do you mind if I give you some suggestions? Well, Wilkins, do you mind if I give you some suggestions?
Huh? Oh, yes, yes. What are your suggestions? Because us Virgos have been suffering with overthinking and overanalyzing for years, decades, centuries. And people tell us this and this, but it helps, but it just brings it back, and then they put us on. Yes, please. I'm desperate at this point. I've already destroyed so many relationships because I tried to help and I wanted to stop.
Step 1. Accept imperfection in everything. And I mean everything. You are allowed to seek clues and educate yourself. But if you don't have the answers you're looking for, they will come over time. Simply let it go and give it to the other signs. Can you provide me with an example of what causes you to overthink?
I can actually. Um, what causes me to overthink is when things go out of order. So, for instance, if I walk into my job and I notice that the desk is messy and there's food crumbs everywhere, and it causes me to freak out on the inside. I really shouldn't care because that technically is their workstation at the moment, not mine. So I need to redirect my thinking to something of importance. If I see a mess, I will simply ignore it, and that's it. If it continues after 2 or 3 times, I will bring it to their attention politely and saying, "Excuse me, I understand that it is your time to work and everything, but if it is not too much trouble, can you please assist me with helping you organize the workstation so it will make it easier for both of us to move on to the next part of our day? You're tired, you do a lot, and I respect and thank you. All I ask is that as you please, and I'm not telling you what to do, let me assist you if you're tired with straightening up the workstation. That way I can get to work, get the paperwork done, attend to the residents. That way I can spend most of my time checking the cameras for any unusual activity. If you have a problem with what I just said, if it triggered you and made you mad, if you feel like I'm being condescending, we can talk to a higher up about it so we can come to a peaceful resolve.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. I definitely feel myself healing from that. Um, may I provide another example, please?
Yes, you may.
Pro wrestling. I don't really understand it, especially with booking. The storylines don't make sense. They never do. But looking back at all the times that my favorite YouTubers were ranting, they would make great points. It's definitely warranted, yes, but it should never take a toll on someone's mental health. For instance, I run a wrestling roleplay group, and there are parts of me that just want things in order, that just wants the entrances to be just right, the characters to be just right. One time, someone used my character without my permission. But I did ask politely. I said, please do not use my character without asking me. They did anyway, and they put it in this storyline that I did not agree with. I was so frustrated that I had to take a break. I didn't want to talk about what happened. I just rolled with it, and I said, I'm going to allow this to be a part of the story. And it worked, but deep down, I really didn't like that because I worked so hard on that pony. And I already had plans on how I was going to continue with the pony, how I was going to end it with the pony.
Why didn't they ask you first?
I look back now and realize they just thought I'd be okay with it because I gave the impression that Wilkins wouldn't care. Well, at the time, why wouldn't care? But I did care. And I really didn't appreciate that. But I'm not going to bring it up because there's nothing to bring up. It's an old memory, and that old memory equals a lesson.
Old memories equals lessons. But what did you learn from it?
Not to always trust your feelings when you get upset. To just take a deep breath, relax, walk away, and when someone messages you, simple responses when you're upset. And to not think about it further. To hear from what they need to say.
That sounds tough.
It is. And mistakes will be made. That's okay.
That's wonderful to hear. I see you're already making progress.
I am actually. Looking back, um, and I'm guessing that that's one of the toxic traits. It's just us overreacting. But I'm not going to get into that. We're going to focus on over analyzing first.
Yes, let's stay on topic.
Let's stay on topic. I agree. So back to the whole wrestling thing. I've learned to just allow the chaos. If it doesn't make sense, state one or two things that I liked, that I didn't like about it, move on.
What do you mean? Care to elaborate?
Why, yes. So, for instance, one storyline that I will never fully understand was how they treated Eugene. I feel like Eugene could have been a bigger star, but they treated him as this MRD individual. I personally, I'm not going to lie, I found it funny, but then my laughter turned to concern. This wasn't funny anymore. They were deliberately trying to destroy his character. And I start coming up with these ideas on how I could make them better. But just because I come up with an idea doesn't mean that it's 100% accurate or correct, and it doesn't mean that everyone's going to agree with it. And if the idea is flawed, then I need I need all sorts of criticism.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down. Not all criticism is good.
To me, over time, it is. I do understand that when it comes to criticism, um, there has to be a limit, yes, but we live once, and if I'm going to get better, not to the point of exhaustion, but because I feel like I I'm not talking about people anymore. People can be slowed down and disrupt their process as much as they want. I'm talking about myself. Um, I feel like if I slow down, I should also know when I can push myself and when I should slow down so I can enjoy my days. And my days should not be lived trying to over analyze everything just because I was hurt by people or someone said something that was beyond rude. I simply just need to respect what was being said. If a boundary is broken, follow the steps of saying, hey, don't talk to me like that. I don't appreciate that. Um, I need for you to just give me my space. If you would like to move on from me, you are free to do so. I'm a work in progress. But I get it. I overanalyze so I won't make mistakes. But I have to make mistakes. Mistakes are good. Imperfection is needed to have semi perfection.
When you put it that way, I guess it just depends on the person.
It depends on the person, their emotional maturity, and how far they want to go and heal. And if a person is broken, it's only because they choose to remain that way. I say this because I was broken at one point, prayed a lot. And when I got tired of being broken, I said I'm going to attend therapy. And that's what I've been doing. And it's been a wonder to me. But it's not just about talking, I have to do. For instance, when I got the call from my mother that she's coming home, my brain started saying she was supposed to stay until I said no. I know you want to see her again and hear the news, but no. She's coming home. Doesn't matter what I have planned. You are going to use this time to be happy, be thankful, and not feel like everything has to be perfect. You don't need to go rush and do DoorDash and order food. She needs to see the imperfection. She needs to see that I needed some help. She needs to see that I don't have it all together. I need to show more of my imperfection so she understands that I don't always have it. Criticism in my life was definitely needed. And that's why people critiqued me so hard, because they knew what I was. They saw my birthday, they saw my mannerisms, and that's why they treated me the way they did. They did it because they wanted to help, and I was the one that took it the wrong way.
Let me get something straight. Criticism is supposed to help, not harm. If the criticism that you received resulted in blame and defamation of your character, that is not criticism. That is a personal attack. If somebody blames you for what happened to them, that is an attack. Stop them in their tracks respectfully.
I did. Um, and I do so in a way where it doesn't bring fear to others. I will admit that during the conversation, I did jump the gun and stated that because of so and so situation, that now everyone hates me. That was indeed a fault of mine. A fault of mine that people need to see in me. Because if I continue to show people that I got it all together, I will not receive help. I will not grow.
That's correct. Which brings me to step 2. Self-isolation should be limited. Talk even if it doesn't make sense.
Well, if you hurt someone so bad, how long should that isolation be?
It should be a week or 2. But again, it depends on how hurt the person is. If you self-isolate too long, you destroy the relationship. If that happens, don't beat yourself up. Apologize and move on.
Yes.
And listen, just because you admit to your mistakes doesn't give people the right to beat you down over and over again. You shouldn't allow people to talk to you any old kind of way. That is not good either.
You're right. And people have worked on me to speak up for myself. But it's hard because I don't want to be proven wrong.
You should be proven wrong, so you can finally be right. Then you will be wrong, then right. That's okay, lol.
You know what? I'm tired of always being right. I think what will stop my overanalysis is if I stop always trying to be right. Allow myself to be wrong. If someone gets the answer right before me, or knows something more than me, that's fantastic.
It is fantastic. Here is one final step. Step 3. Be wrong more and admit it. But don't let people beat you down over it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like to be corrected, by the way. But I should be careful on who corrects me, I guess. Well, anyone can correct me. It just has to be, I just have to speak up more for myself. So I don't feel this wrath.
Wonderful. Can you tell me a time that you were wrong?
Well, I've already forgiven a lot of people, and what's done is done. But I can definitely say a time that I was wronged. Um, I'm going to excuse companies because companies are soulless entities with people who semi care and care. It's just kind of like, you know, it's just probability of chance. You may get great customer service and you may not. But it's just all about how you teach people respectfully how to, to treat you. So, I guess the one time I would say that I was wronged would have to be, well, it would definitely have to be when a certain somebody told me that I was a threat to their community. I shouldn't have taken that personally because I know what I am. I should have corrected that person in their tracks, considering the fact that we're not even friends. I should have told them how that made me feel. I should have let them know that what they said was unacceptable. But I just let them get away with it. And now I have this wrath towards this person that not even my friend or acquaintance or constituent, however they see me these days, could fix it. When I called someone Mia Moore and they didn't correct me the first time and they stated that I made them uncomfortable, I should have stated how that made me feel. But instead, they got the upper hand and I ended up unfriending them. It seems to me you deal with some really awful people. But why? Because that's just how we Virgos are. We take the pain. But we should express our pain in healthy ways. We got to stop holding pain in. I agree. Can you please go over the steps that I stated just moments ago? Imperfection leads to semi perfection. You need imperfection, or there will not be any type of perfection. Perfection isn't a bad thing, but it should be limited. Allow yourself to be wrong, but don't let people beat you up. And then the second one is about, I'm not going to lie, I almost forgot. And that's okay, I forgot. I could just replay the stream. The second step simply consists of allowing your faults. I'm just going to simplify. It simplifies about allowing your faults to teach you instead of to harm you. Criticism is good, but be careful on who criticize you and stop them in their tracks. And understand that chaos must exist, or there will be no peace. What I want you to do is, I want you right now to find a news article. You're going to go over it. You're going to read it. And you are simply not going to be upset. And you're going to showcase it right here for everyone to see. Can you do that? I can. Good. The doctor, the main one, will be in shortly. It was nice meeting you. And I say that you're making some slow progress. I'm glad to make slow progress because I'm really enjoying my time. Take care, Dr. Rosa, and have a wonderful, marvelous Monday. You too. I'm going to take a break. Be right back. I'm back. I'm going to go ahead and find an article. Um, okay. Find an article. And it has to be triggering. Cool. I can do that. I'm just going to. Tusk's government survives votes of confidence of Poland as he bids to reassert control. Is there anything worth overthinking about this? No. Do I know a lot about Tusk's government? No. So let me read and then ask later. Subscribe to our notifications. No, thank you. I'm going to zoom in so I can read. Warsaw, Poland. Prime Minister Donald Tusk's government survived a confidence vote in Parliament on Wednesday, shoring up its mandate after the nationalist opposition's victory in Poland's presidential election deepened political gridlock and raised doubts about Tusk's ability to deliver on key reforms. Lawmakers voted 243 out of 210 in favor of the government, and the 460-seat Sejm. I don't know what this word is. I'm gonna look it up. It. No, I do not want an AI answer. Sejm is a composed of 460 deputies elected in universal, equal, direct, and proportional elections conducted in a secret ballot. That's it. That's fine. That's fine enough. Not gonna. But however, I would like to read about this a little later. Not now. Not now. The lower house, with supporters rising to applaud Tusk and chant his name. Tusk have requested the vote, saying Poland is a new reality and that we will seek a fresh opening. Following the June 1st loss of Warsaw Mayor Roft Trzaskowski, his close ally, to nationalist historian Karol Nawrocki. Backed by President Donald J. Trump, Nawrocki is set to replace Andrzej Duda, another conservative who repeatedly blocked Tusk reform efforts. I'm asking for a vote of confidence with a full conviction that we have a mandate to govern, to take full responsibility for what is happening in Poland, Tusk said earlier in the day. Most of the power in Poland's parliamentary system rests with an elected parliament and a government chosen by parliament. However, the president can veto legislation that represents the country abroad. Tusk had long counted on a Zalewski's victory to break the institutional deadlock created by Duda's vetoes. Instead, he now faces an incoming president aligned with the nationalist opposition and openly hostile to his government's legislative priorities. We cannot close our eyes to reality, Tusk said. A president who was reluctant to accept the changes we proposed for Poland and our voters is being replaced by a president who is at least equally reluctant to those changes and proposals. The election result rattled the already uneasy governing coalition, which spans from the political left to center right and has struggled to deliver on key campaign pledges, including liberalizing Poland's abortion law and legalizing same sex civil unions. Though he survived Wednesday's vote, the road ahead looks rocky for Tusk. There are questions about what Tusk can realistically achieve before the next preliminary election. scheduled for late 2027, and whether the coalition will survive that long and a surge in popularity for the far right. Polish media and political analysis are debating whether this might be the 68-year-old Tusk's political twilight. I know the taste of victory. I know the bitterness of defeat, but I don't know the word surrender. A defiant Tusk said ahead of the vote. As part of his fresh start, he announced plans for a government reconstruction in July that will include new faces. He said government spokesperson would be appointed in June, an acknowledgement that the four-party coalition needs someone who can present a unified message on behalf of all the coalition partners. So far, Tusk has sought to communicate government policies to the public himself on social media and in news conferences. Tusk served as Polish Prime Minister from 2007 to 2014 and then as president of the European Council from 2014 to 2019. He became Poland's prime minister again in December 2023 in a country exhausted by the pandemic and inflation, and with political divisions deep and bitter. No, thank you. In a sign of those divisions, half of the Parliament hall was empty on Wednesday morning when Tusk gave his address, with many lawmakers from the right-wing Law and Justice Party boycotting speech. Tusk said their actions showed disrespect to the nation. I have no comment, so there's really nothing for me to talk about because it's straightforward. As lawmakers held a debate that went on for hours, an extreme far-right lawmaker, Grzegorz Braun, destroyed an exhibition promoting LGBTQ plus equality in the corridors of Parliament, pulling down posters and trampling on them. Well, that's unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure that their views will change at one point in their life. Braun, who has been accused of being anti-Semitic and extinguished Hanukkah candles in Parliament with a fire extinguisher in 2023, was a presidential candidate who won more than 6% of votes in the first round of the recent election. Parliament speakers Simon Holowina strongly criticized Braun, saying he would move to restrict his access to Parliament grounds. He does these things precisely to make himself famous, he said. This is not the first time that Braun has committed vandalism on the premises of the Chancellery of the Synod. I do not understand why there is still no indictment in the earlier case, he added. Oh, here's one. 8 dumbest things middle class Americans waste money on. Okay. I'm just going to skim through this because this is just pretty much common sense. Car insurance, cancel your car insurance. Driving without car insurance is illegal, but if you do this, you're not actually breaking the law. This tool, oh, is this even, like, oh, okay. Credit card debt, this is true. Imagine getting 15 months with 0% intro, accounts payable receivable on purchase and balance transfers, accounts payable receivable then 18.20%, 27.24% variable. Sounds great, right? You could dramatically change your benefit to one industry leading interest points. Not sure this article is reliable. Okay. Home equity, leaving cash on the table, home repairs, home insurance, online shopping, that's a big one. High interest debt. 9, restaurants, meal delivery. Take advantage of mass discounts at restaurants. Yes. Tax debt, advisor fees, auto insurance, scam and fraud, weight loss programs, overpaying on windows, overpaying for health care, traveling. Honestly, I'm not sure where this article came from, but they're not entirely wrong. I'm not going to debate about it, but it's true. That's why I come up with the whole spend less, save more. But maybe for some people that doesn't work, so that's okay. Um, I'm gonna see if I can find more news articles. I'm trying to find something that's. I mean, anything dealing with President Donald J. Trump is just low hanging fruit. China gets boost in retail sales, export goods stay home while tariffs hit factory output. Trump administration offers some details on how it will control United States Steel, but union raises concerns. Air India flight returns to Hong Kong due to a mid-air technical issue. Haiti's president was killed 4 years ago. The questions around his death remain unanswered. Man suspected of shooting two Minnesota lawmakers charged with murder after surrendering to police. Okay. The man suspected of killing a Minnesota lawmaker and wounding another crawled to officers in order to surrender Sunday after they found him in the woods near his home, bringing an end to a massive, nearly 2 day search that put the entire state on edge. Vance Bolter was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Jail records show he was scheduled to appear in court Monday afternoon. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Monterey said during a news conference Monday that she plans to file first-degree murder charges against Bolter. I wish her the best of luck in that. The maximum penalty upon conviction of first-degree murder is life imprisonment without parole in Minnesota, which is not a death penalty state. Authorities initially charged him with second-degree murder and attempted murder, the highest charges that could be filed in a criminal complaint uh, when there is probable cause to believe a crime has been committed. Bolter is accused of posing as a police officer and fatally shooting former Democratic House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark, in their home early Saturday in north Minneapolis suburbs. Authorities say he also shot Senator John Hoffman, a Democrat, and his wife, Yvette. They were injured at their residence about 9 miles, about 15 kilometers away. One man's unthinkable actions have altered the state of Minnesota, Democratic government. Tim Walz said at a news conference after Bolter's arrest. The search for Bolter was the largest manhunt in the state's history. I believe that's an overstatement, but if that's what they say, then okay. Democratic government, Tim Walz said in a news conference after Bolter's arrest. The search for Bolter was the largest manhunt in the state's history. Brooklyn Park Officer Chief Mark Bruley said it began when Brooklyn Park officers went to check on Hortman's home and saw her husband gunned down before the shooter fled. Authorities on Sunday spotted a vehicle Bolter had been using abandoned in rural Sibley County, where he lived, and a police officer reported that he believed he saw Bolter run into the woods. Bruley said police called in 20 different tactical teams. To be, I never heard of this word. Time to look it up. G run or freeze, present, participate, divvy, divide up and share.
Divvy.
Debbie, thank you. Debbie. Of the area searching for him. During the search, police said they confirmed someone was in the woods and searched for hours, using helicopter and officers on foot until they found Bolter. He gave himself up to the police, crawling out to the officers in the woods before he was handcuffed and taken to custody in the field, authorities said. Bolter gave up after being surrounded by police on the ground and the air, said Drew Evans, superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. Jail records show Bolter was booked to the Hennepin County Jail early morning, and including 2 mugshots of Bolter wearing an orange prison shirt. May their souls rest in peace. The target attack. Drew Evans, superintendent of the State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, said the violence likely would have continued at Brooklyn Park officers not checked on Hortman's home, causing Bolter to flee. The offense were attacked first at their home in Hempland early Saturday. A criminal complaint unsealed after Bolter's arrest indicated their adult daughter called 911 to say a masked person had come to the door and shot her parents. After police in nearby Brooklyn Park learned that a lawmaker had been shot, they sent patrol officers to check on the Hortman's home. Brooklyn Park police officers arrived just in time to see Bolter shoot Mark Hortman through the open door of the home and exchange gunfire with Bolter, who fled into the home before escaping. The complaint said Melissa Hortman was found dead inside, according to the document. Authorities said Bolter posed as a police officer, even allegedly altering a vehicle to make it look like a police car. That's pretty diabolical. A Minnesota lawmaker said that Hortman's dog had to be emphasized after being shot in the attack. After had, sorry, her children had to put down him after learning their parents had been murdered. A Republican, Aaron Kogel, posted on the social media platform X. Gilbert wasn't going to survive. Melissa loved that dog. She trained him as a service dog. He flunked out of school, and she was so happy he failed so he could stay. No, thank you. No details on motive. Authorities did not give a motive for the shootings as they announced Bolter's arrest. A list of about 70 names was found in writings recovered from the fake police vehicles at the crime scene, said two law enforcement officials who spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss details of the ongoing investigation. The writings and list of names included prominent state and federal lawmakers and community leaders, along with abortion rights activists advocates and information about healthcare facilities, according to the officials. A Minnesota official told AP lawmakers who had been outspoken in favor of abortion rights were on the list. The official spoke on the condition of anonymity because the investigation was ongoing. Bolter is a former political appointee who served on the same state workforce development board as Hoffman. Records showed, though it was not clear if or how well they know each other. Just hours after the shootings, Bolter texted friends to apologize for his actions, though he didn't say what he had done. I'm going to be gone for a while, maybe dead shortly, so I just want to let you know I love you guys both and I wish it hadn't gone this way. He wrote messages viewed by the AP. Oh, escalation in political evidence. The shootings come as political leaders nationwide have been attacked, harassed, and intimidated in deep political divisions. Lawmakers said they were disturbed by the attacks as Twin Cities residents mourn. On Sunday, United States Senator Amy Goldberg shared a statement from Yvette Hoffman expressing appreciation for the outpouring of public support. John is enduring many surgeries right now and is closer every hour to being out of the woods. Yvette Hoffman said in text that Goldberg posted on social media. He took 9 bullet hits. I took 8, and we are both incredibly lucky to be alive. We are gutted and devastated by the loss of Melissa and Mark. Brightly colored flowers, small American flags, were placed Sunday on the gray marble stone of Minnesota State Capitol, along with a photo of the Hortmans. Pam Stein came with flowers and knelt by the memorial. An emotional Stein called Hortman an absolute powerhouse and a real unsung hero of Minnesota government. That is indeed tragic. It's very disheartening, very disappointing that people continue to murder one another. I know there's probably both sides to each story, but there's really nothing that could be done. It happened. It's unfortunate, but life must continue to move on. May their souls rest in peace. And speaking of souls need to rest in peace, I am going to take a little break so I can have some peace. As we do a 10 bell salute. I choose to do the 10 bell salute. You do not have to participate in this. It is just something that I like to do, and it's something I've always wanted to do when I was young. I just didn't know the proper way to do it where it would show respect to everyone. But Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna try this. And I shall be right back. Because I really need to stretch. Hmm. No. I'm back. Just need to take off my work shirt. Hello, you Wilkins. I am. How are you feeling today? Tired. I'm not going to sit here and act as if I have it all together, because I don't. I've been doing that for over 30 years, and I'm happy to admit that I don't have it all together, and I do need some help. I see. Do you remember everything that the nurse told you? Yes, about knowing when to accept all criticism, but know that not all criticism is good, and to simply teach people how to talk to me in a respectful manner, accept imperfection, because without imperfection there would not be perfection. Just recently, I noticed that something was crooked, and I did not bother to touch it. And there was something else about. You know what? I forgot. That's okay, but I do know what I need to do. That's good enough for me. I'm Dr. Voitless. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Dr. Voitless. Relax, if you want to. How do I relax? It's simple. Just kick your feet up. So tell me. I mean, unless you want me to have a figure, so that makes you more comfortable. It would indeed make me more comfortable if you had a figure, so I would know who exactly I'm talking to. I warned you. Kind of ugly. I highly doubt that, but okay. Just give me a moment. I just have to, you know, please take your time. Today, I have no plans. I just want to rest my brain. You're being very patient. Thank you, Dr. Portis. I just want you to take your time. After all, time is all we have. Like I said, I warned you. I'm ugly. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean in a joking manner. I know how you Virgos can get. I love myself. It's just a joke. I I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. Do you? No. Sometimes people joke about themselves just to make themselves feel good. It's just a way how we cope with our trauma and pain. But when I say it, I just say it in a joking manner. So there's nothing for you to analyze or whatnot. Just know that people, we like to joke. Well, while you do that, I'm going to edit something real quick. By all means. What are you working on? There was just a color flame that I forgot to make for someone. I can't seem to get it at the right. That could work. Seems like those flames represent something. Each flame has a representation of something. There. Mind me asking what each of those flames represent while I get my body together? Each flame represents the fires in my life. The fires that motivate me as a Virgo. One representing a butterfly, the other representing a dragon of a friend of mine who I'm celebrating the 2-year anniversary of their death. The third one would be representative of someone who has helped me, find a home in a furry community since I was young, who is loved but also questioned. And then the regular flame represents a group of mine. And then there's another flame that represents a group of mine that pretty much motivated me. They both motivate me to help me start streaming. Without those two and friends, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Kind of makes you wish you didn't say or do anything, right? Not anymore. I look back at, some things I've said online anonymously and I laugh. But anywho, are you ready, Dr. Void? You're forgetting something. My apologies. Void less. Thank you. And yes, I'm ready. See, told you. Just gonna sit right here on top of this Y. I'm just gonna. There you go. By the way, Dr. Rosette is a cicada. If you didn't know, they're part cicada. So they have the body of a cicada infused with something else, but they're like my little spirit guide. Interesting. Uh, so yeah, very interesting indeed. So if you don't mind me asking, what's with the skull that you carry? This skull is why people why. He's representative of 4 years, and now he's gone. Why is he gone? Truth be told, I've been wanting to remove myself from the Pony Sona for a while. Was it something someone did that caused you to do this, or no? This was of my own choice. I do not wish to go that deep into my psyche. I have made peace with myself. I understand my overreactions, and I do understand that within those overreactions that there were truth. But I have made my choices. Didn't you used to like stream on Twitch or something? Oh, I quit. Why? Twitch is fun. Twitch is overly competitive, and I wasn't really receiving a lot of support anyway. Not enough to help my mother. All right, because of the whole chemotherapy. Yes. Well, I mean, you managed to make it for technically 4 years. Congrats. Thank you. You'll be going on 5 years. I would say it's a minor accomplishment, but it's an accomplishment nonetheless. I would agree. Mind if I hold that, you know, carcass of yours? You may. Wow. I can really feel lots of regret, pain, and miscommunication. Here, you got this back. Want to guess what I am? I'm guessing you are a pony. Yes. Yes, I am. Look, going in. You want to know why I'm a pony? Because this is part of my intensive therapy where I'm exposed to things that would trigger me. Correctamundo. Because from what I've researched, you pretty much left everything. You left VR groups, Discord groups. Have you done this before? I have. Um, and I just personally think the reason being is social media wasn't for me. You see, Dr. Voitless, everyone, and I mean everyone, is all part of a 10-year social media project of mine where I break apart the societal norms that are broken and altered and how we can use that to compare to what goes on in the real world so we can be kinder but yet firmer human beings. I didn't expect this to go this far where I would accidentally hurt people or make friends. As a matter of fact, Dr. Voitless, why do you believe I have a hard time making friends? Well, for starters, it's your communication. You don't let people in. People want to know you, man. From what I can tell, you're a great person. I mean, heck, I wouldn't mind you be my friend. It's just you won't let people in. So you hide behind this guise of, you know, hey, look at me, I'm open minded and everything, but deep down, parts of you, not so much. Let's look over some recent events, shall we? And of course, with your permission, I have access to pretty much, read you, whatnot. Correct? Correct. In a recent event, when you met someone, you pretty much stated to this person, and I quote, "The only person that was able to heal me, open me up, was you and my mother." Care to describe what that means? Because I feel like people are capable of doing that. Anyone can. I was listened to and nurtured in a way that not a lot of people can do. Nurture means like to help raise, right? My apologies. I meant I was cared for, listened to, tended to. So you're saying that those two were the only one that showed you actual tender love and kindness? No, no, no. They understood my pain. I see. Well, that was just a misconception of mine because a lot of people have done the same thing. Mentally, mentally speaking, I can see where you're coming from. You found someone that sees you for you. They don't judge you or anything. But in the case where it does happen, I'm guessing you're feeling betrayed. Yes. Hurt. Yes. Listen, listen, listen. It's okay to admit how you feel. Otherwise, you're not going to heal. You got to admit how you feel. All right? Like right now, I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling a little eepy. Been doing paperwork all day. Yeah. So, let's go ahead and fully get started. We already done introductions and whatnot. Because the topic of today is overanalyzing. Tell me, are you overanalyzing something right now? Don't lie. At this moment, my main focus is doing this to help other Virgos. See, there you go. Why are you trying to help others when they don't ask for your help? See, this is the part that we have to figure out. I believe there was something that happened within your past that makes you feel like you always have to help. Can you describe that for me without going far in? When I was called lazy. And who called you lazy? I would say it was jokingly done by a family member or a friend. I think it's deeper than that. During my childhood, I was in a household. I was with my father at the time, my mother, and my brothers. And my mother will always throw around the word lazy. If you're not doing anything, you're lazy. If you're not helping, you're lazy. You know, go out, do something. Stop sitting around. Don't just play video games. So all of that could correlate to the extreme. So it was a miscommunication. Yes. So I worked hard to prevent yourself from being called lazy. I got you. You don't like that word. I despise that word with every fiber of my being. That's the one word that I can't shake off. I gotta admire something about your Virgos. That I like. I think you should keep that trait. Your mother raised you well on that. She's right. You shouldn't be lazy. But you shouldn't work yourself to death either. Like I was listening in the background as you was talking to, Dr. Rosette, and I gotta say, wow, the way how you handle those really hurtful, painful news stories, like a champ. And then you admitted how it made you feel without overreacting. That's awesome. I mean, the fact that you're able to just Look at things you're not, you understand that you still feel that pain, but what's your secret? Well, Doc, Virgos always do research to prepare. We don't do it to tire ourselves out. We do it because we have to. But we do all this research and no one wants to listen to us. I'm listening to you. And I say, man, you're a smart guy. Smart equals suffering. Mm-hmm. I'm smart, but not smart enough. So when I engage in conversation, I feel lost. Good. Pardon? Good. I think it's a great feeling that you're lost. I think, I mean, look, I'm lost in this fucked up world. I mean, this world is screwed up. I mean, come on, man. It's always been that way. It's been like that since the Roman times, the times of Germany. It's always going to be screwed up. Like people are going to die, people are going to live. It's just the continuity of life. You know, you are just simply making the best decisions for you, and something not everybody's going to agree with that. You do realize that not everyone's compatible for everyone, right? And there are some successful people who have died without being married. That's okay. It's all about what makes you happy, man. You just have to accept that life is fucked up, but you can still smile and learn. The more fucked up life is, the more you learn. Come again? The more screwed up life is, the more you learn. If life wasn't screwed up, you wouldn't learn anything. Which means you're technically a little screwed up, and the people who hurt you are screwed up. So why can't we just admit that we're all screwed up in the head and stop acting like we're these perfect beings? See, Virgos, they have like this angelic appearance, but they don't want to admit that they're flawed. It hurts their ego. And one thing I can say about you is that you've been around a lot of people of different signs who have beaten that out of you. In good ways and bad ways. I say bad ways because, as I can tell right now, you haven't been eating. When's the last time you ate? I've skipped breakfast. See, that Virgos do that all the time. They always skip meals because they feel like there's something else more important. Nothing is more important than eating. You need to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. You need to work out an hour a day. It is not a command. It is a requirement. So you can live longer. You do want to live longer, right? I do. Well, eat, live, breathe. That's how you stop overanalyzing. Focus on what is important. Eat, exercise, clean, read a chapter a day. You are giving advice to people that already know. They just don't want to listen. Because they like being fucked up. People who have been traumatized and whatnot, they have the tools, but they rather lick their wounds. You can't fix that. You gotta let people lick their wounds. I guarantee they're gonna get tired of how their wounds taste. Virgos just have to learn to mind their own business. No. They need to learn to give less advice. Not more, less. Because when you give more advice, you're insulting the person's intelligence. I'll be right back, Tom. You are absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. Is there something wrong? You didn't apologize. You didn't say, "Oh, sorry about that." You just sat down and continued. I don't need to apologize for trying to take care of myself. Exactly! There you go! Wow, whoever was your doctor before really did a good job with you. Because Virgos are so apologetic. They apologize about every little thing when there's nothing to apologize about, and you were able to break that. That is something you should be proud of. You're right. I should be proud of that. You apologize once for what you did that's wrong, maybe even 2 times, and that's it. No more. And if people bring it up, you don't need to apologize ever again because you already apologized. Wow. Yeah. So, Dr. Voitless, how do I help people? That's the best part about life. You don't have to. You could simply just let them suffer. It's funny that way. There was this one guy that literally looked at me and was like, "I need $50 for gas." And I was like, "Well, I wish you the best. God bless." It's not that I didn't want to help them. I looked at him and said, if I tried to help you, you're not going to appreciate it anyway. So I just gave him $5 and said, well, the rest is up to you. But isn't that selfish? It is selfish. But people simply just don't understand kindness to that extent when they are hurt. Because when they are hurt, they just want everything to be solved. And then all of a sudden, all of their dreams come true. No. Healing is messy. If you want people to heal and be better, you have to let them tumble, fall, break their knees, break their legs, break their neck. And that's that. You want to know the most beautiful thing about life when it destroys itself? What's that, Dr. Voitless? It repairs itself. Humans are inherently stupid and ignorant. Just like you can be inherently stupid and ignorant. Guilty as charged. There you go. I'm glad that you would accept that. Virgos would get all bad like, I'm not stupid. I'm not. So that's good. You don't take things to heart. But here's the thing. You shouldn't let me call you stupid either. So we're going to work on that. Now, do you remember what I told you about helping less? Give me an example. Right now, at this very moment, give me an example. Someone stated that they were traumatized in a way. What would Virgos usually do? Go to the extreme. Hold that head up and laugh. If we go to the extreme. Why? Because you want to fix it. No. Wrong. Stop trying to fix other people's shit. They didn't ask for it. They like their shit. They like being in their shit. They like sleeping in their shit. So what you need to do is give a crumb. Remember in video games, right? We have an NPC and the NPC will only give you a starter kit. That's how you need to treat people. That's how Virgos specifically need to treat people. Starter kit. Here's a starter bag. The rest is up to you. Here's what you need to do. So do it again. Someone came to me talking to me about their trauma that something bad happened to them. Ask for clarification. See, Virgos don't know how to deal with trauma to that extent. Ask for clarification. Ask them. If they say, Just ask them, what specific, can you name one event that specifically happened? If they already told you, stop. Back away. Tell them, I need some time to process this. I will be back. I have to go to work. Just say anything. I have to go to work or I have to work out. Virgos will try to internalize that. Don't internalize someone else's bullshit trauma. Let that simmer. If someone tells you what happened to them, either let them go on, but do not try to fix it. Don't be like, oh, well, they could learn martial arts. No, fuck that. No, let them wallow in their own shit. Because they like it. They like being in their shit. Let me tell you something about people. They're stubborn. Virgos are even more stubborn. But people in general, they're stubborn. If they want things to change, then they will not be licking their own wounds. Let them sit in their shit. It's going to hurt. You're not going to like it. You're going to think that you're the worst piece of shit human ever. But guess what? What did I say before? Humans are inherently stupid and ignorant. I'm not stupid. And that's it. Inherently. I didn't call you stupid. I said inherently. So I'm going to give you an example. Pretend that I'm someone that comes to you with a problem. I hate myself. I'm going to cut myself. Nothing makes sense. And everyone hates me. What are you going to do? Ignore them. No. Try again. Ask what's wrong. No. Try again. Send them a funny video. No. 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 Think. Refer them to the suicide. No. Offer my deepest empathies and let them know that they need someone to talk to or just someone to listen. I'm here. Ding, 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 ding. Good job. That's it. That's all you need to do. Because they're the ones who put themselves in that situation anyway. Now, don't get me wrong. Not everyone puts themselves in a situation of trauma. But there are warnings about said person. You simply offer your deepest empathies and state, if you need someone to just listen, I'm here. Do not say anything because you don't fully have the answers. You need all the data before you can even give an answer. The correct answer is let them bitch and complain. Why? So they can hear themselves. They don't want you to fix it. They just want someone to bitch and complain at. Because naturally speaking, in their mind, it's already set. Let's do scenario number 2. Someone wants to off themselves. How do you handle this? This is a tough one. Tell them that they mean stop. Ask them they're okay. Nope. They're not okay. Leave them alone? Absolutely not. This is a suicidal individual. You can't leave them alone. Start a casual conversation. Ding, 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 ding. Good job. You start a casual conversation. Let them tell you what's wrong. Say, hey, what you doing? Nothing. Same here. You know, I was just thinking about you. Why? Remember blah, 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 blah? State something funny. State something that they did. That's how you stop suicidal victims. You don't go to the rescue. Oh my god! Don't do it! Don't do it! You need to calmly come to them. Let them talk to you. And when they talk to you, you say, I see. I don't fully understand. Perhaps. And if you don't know, as someone who is not a Virgo, but you are, you immediately ask for help. Direct them to someone else that they fully trust, that they've known for 5, 6, 7 years. Immediately. And then you close the DM. It's not your problem anymore. Wow. Doesn't that feel good? When you let people wallow in their own shit and you could just move away from it. Little advice. Guide. Done. Here's scenario number 3. Someone gives you advice on how to be a PNG tuber. What do? Send them a video. No, fuck you. Try again. People are too lazy. They're not going to watch a fucking video. Try again. Show them a video. What did I say about the videos? Stop sending videos. Ask them what is it that they would like to know. Nope. Hi, I noticed that you... Nope. Would you like for me to assist you? You're close. I'm not sure what a VTuber is. What is that? Good job. Make them think. They came to you, but they already know, but they just want you to give them all the answers. Bring it back to them. I forgot what a VTuber is. Care to explain that to me? Let me explain this, because I know you're confused. Are you confused? I am confused. I know you're confused. Dr. Boyless is going to help you, so you don't have to keep dealing with these people. People already know. It doesn't matter what their IQ level is. It doesn't matter what their disability is. They know. They're smarter than you think. They are just testing you to see what you're going to say. They've already asked 4, 5, 6, 7 different people. They're coming to you because, oh, he's so nice. Obviously, he will give me the answer. And you fall for it every single time. How many times have you fell for this? Most of my life. Wow, that's pathetic. I will refer to you to not calling pathetic. I just simply made a mistake. I'm not saying you are pathetic. I'm saying what you did is pathetic. I agree. Okay. Now, see, your overanalyzation is your fear of hurting others. So you try to be perfect by making sure that no one goes through anything. No, fuck that. Let them go through. Let them break their knees. Let it hear on the news that, oh my goodness, they dealt with a serious heart attack or whatever. They'll learn. And then guess what? They'll be so sick and tired of going through that they will just listen to you. You have to let people suffer. Because they let you suffer. They hurt you with your words, right? So why don't you let them suffer? Because it's human nature. You need to let them suffer or they can't grow. You need to tell people no. You need to sometimes tell someone to fuck off. That's okay. And it's not in that literal sense. It's in a way where you could be at peace with yourself because you need to work on you. You don't need to work on others. They already know what they're doing. They're just testing you. They already went to 6 different people. You're being used. Yeah. Don't overthink it. It's okay. I was used too. It happens. All right. Here's another scenario. Someone's talking about art commissions. What do you do? Ah, see? Gotcha. You don't know, do you? So, what do you say? Dr. Voitless, I don't know. What do I do? I got the simple solution for you. Nothing. If it is not of your interest, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to share nobody's work. You don't have to do nothing. If you do use their stuff, you have to give credit. Absolutely. But if it has nothing to do with you, you don't have to do anything for anyone. Same goes for them. So if someone is talking about art commissions, simply tell them, at this moment, I am not interested. However, I will gladly spread the word about your services. If they get mad, huff and puff, good. Let them get mad. Here's a good one. This one is the one that you struggle with. Why don't you join my Discord server? Ah, gotcha. Got you. What can you say? I appreciate your offer, but at this time, I respectfully decline. Good job. You mastered that with flying colors. I didn't even have to quiz you on that one. That was good. That was really good. What did they beg? Ignore. That's it. All right, here's another situation. You got invited to someone else's drama. What do? Excuse me. I understand that you all are going through something. But if you have invited me to this group thinking that I have some type of evidence, I do not. And I wish to not be a part of this. So I'm going to excuse myself out of this situation. It has nothing to do with me. I'm leaving. Wow. You sound like someone who's been in a lot of drama. Unfortunately, other people's drama, not your own. And see, guilt by association. So people see you with someone that they don't like, you get banned, blocked, kicked, and all that stuff. Bingo! Bingo, bingo, bingo! See, look, man, you're getting this. You sure you want to go to this intensive therapy? I think you already know. I need help. And I'm going to help you. I am going to help you, and you are going to be the greatest Virgo of all time. But a Virgo that's going to let other Virgos wallow in their own shit. I understand that you want to do this whole thing of helping Virgos, and good luck to you. I hope you succeed. But at the end of the day, some people are just hard-headed. Just like you. I am hard-headed. Yes, you are. I'll be right back. Just had to check on my fish and chicken. Why are you telling me? I'm sorry. You don't have to tell me anything. Handle your business, grown-ass man. I don't care if you had to take a dump. Too much information. We're going to work on that too. You just simply say, I'm back. That's it. Dude, I don't care if you was looking up toe beans. You are a grown-ass man. Who cares? We're going to work on over-explaining yourself, because that has to stop. Yes, it does. Yeah, stop over-explaining every little detail. No one cares. Just stop. Okay. Here's another scenario. Someone's having a bad day and they're saying they put in their stats on depressed. What do you do? Mind my own business. Here is something I will say. Mind your business unless they come to you. However, if something in your heart says, go check on them, listen more, talk less, because they got a lot to give to you. If it's too much, you'll walk away. Excuse yourself. Don't try to fix it. And do not let people guilt you into donating or any of that crap. Sorry, it's not technically crap, but you'll know. You'll know when someone is truly being genuine and when someone's wasting your time. Listen, I don't understand y'all Virgos still. I'm still learning, but it doesn't pay to be nice all the time. Be nice to those who are nice to you. If people have trauma and all this stuff, let them deal with it themselves. They don't want your help. They just want someone to just listen and cry to. Fuck that. You're better than that. And I guarantee if you had that attitude, you wouldn't even be in the situation you're in. You probably would still be the pony. Actually, no. I was going to get rid of the pony. Dude, you're not fooling anybody. One terrible situation, two terrible situations. And again, my condolences has happened. And now you turn into this Gothic guy. Not Gothic, realistic. Sure. Dude, you're wearing dark clothes, you're a skull, and you literally have the... Is that the Virgo sign on fire? Yes. But it's symbolic. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, you definitely... We're definitely gonna have... But I don't think you need like super intensive therapy or need to be under medication. You just need behavioral therapy. Behavioral therapy is just going to help you with your behaviors. You don't need nothing intensive, and you sure as hell don't need to be put on no medication. You need a guide. And I want to be that guide. By the way, what's your sign? Who cares? Doesn't matter if I'm Sagittarius, doesn't matter if I'm a Leo, doesn't even matter if I'm a Capricorn. You know what the sign that I am? Who fucking cares? I'm human. I don't give a shit what the other signs of the past did. I'm focused on me. I understand I got my pros and cons, but I'm me. I know this is kind of hard for someone like you because, you know, Virgo, but here's a good scenario. The infamous Homelander scene. Remember Homelander when he calls that Jewish girl to offer herself? Now, this is probably one of your favorites because of the fact that you have been kind of somewhat relating to this character. First off, why the fuck would you want to relate to Homelander? I get that he makes some good points about people, but that is not someone you want to relate to at all on any level. He is a social, egotistical psychopath who has dealt with a lot more hurt than you. Be careful who you relate yourself to. Even if it's just ironic. It carries on as you get older. Trust me, I know. Why do you relate to him? Just based on his, his mutual state, things that he states about people. Okay, but that's pretty much every villain. Every villain makes good points about people, but it doesn't mean that they're right. Just like heroes have their own standings on people, but it doesn't mean they're right. You ever heard the phrase agree to disagree? It's debatable. And all these YouTubers who make these videos thinking that they know everything about this person because blah, blah, blah. No, they don't. They're still learning. They may have 2 million views and whatnot, but they're still learning. They don't even understand. They claim they do, but they don't. Remember Nostalgic Critics tone deaf review of Brick on the Wall? That movie, he over, he overanalyzed it, made a lot of people angry. They didn't understand why people were so upset. But you, as the Virgo, try to make sense of everything, and you ended up missing the whole point. Yeah, I see that now. Doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean they're wrong. They're right. It's just human nature. You say what you got to say. You disagree. You make your little video. You get your little 100,000 views or barely any views, and you move on. Yeah. You're not overanalyzing, are you? No. Listen. The best way to stop overanalyzing is to understand that without imperfection, you can't have a hint of perfection. Virgos are naturally hated, but they are also loved too, dude. You just have to know when to help. You want to know who's a Virgo? Spider-Man. Spider-Man? Spider-Man, yes! He wants to be this hero, save everyone. And what happens when things don't go his way? He failed. Remember that one scene, that funny, hilarious meme of Spider-Man holding his head down while everything was just on fire? That is you. I'm gonna find that. That is you right now. That is how you're acting because of all this that happened to you. It's called the Spider-Man Sad Walk. This is you. This is Virgos. Let me find it real quick. Buddy, this is you. And this is what happens when Virgos don't know their place. You see, they need you, but you're so broken and messed up because you allow people to put you in this position that you forgot your calling. You do realize that when Virgos don't follow their calling, it makes things worse. Look at this. The Virgo thinking that everyone has it and that they're the only problem and it's causing everyone around them to be hurt. Is this you? Now let's replace Spider-Man with that old pony model of yours, where you try to help people and those same people that you try to help didn't see it, and then all of a sudden their lives just kind of felt still. That's because they needed your help when they asked for it. But when they asked for it, you ignored them because you assumed you was gonna fuck up anyway. Virgos give up on people too much, and that's why they're naturally hated because they can't accept when people get mad at them. And when they do need them, you cut them off. That is probably one of the most terrible things that a person can do. Dude, I'm sorry that people treat you like shit. And it's not just about the fact that you brought this on yourself. Some people are just assholes, man. They're assholes because they refuse to grow up. But I don't want you to be like this, where you get to the point where you want the whole world to burn around you. If all Virgos fought this way, we would be fucked. You hear me? We will be screwed. Critics would cease to exist. Everything would be terrible. There will be no creative ideas. And worst of all, innovation would slowly die. Virgos have a place in this world, man. They do. They just got to know when to help. Learn to accept when you mess up and move on. You still have a job to do in this world. You still have people that care about you and love you. They don't understand you because of your nature. They don't understand why you're kind. You can't expect broken people to understand someone that's just being kind and generous. Think about all the friends that you have that don't treat you like this. The ones who have given you chances, who understand you. Think about them. Because at this rate, man, if you don't figure out what it is that you want to be, and you let this happen, that's terrible. Can you imagine if you were a leader and you dealt with so much you didn't know how to deal with it? You will let your whole company crumble because you will say to yourself, oh, they're good. They don't need me. That's a terrible way to act. That's awful. You just got to know when they want help. Some people like skinning their knees. And it's okay to laugh. Because that's what we do. We laugh. And if you get called out for laughing at the wrong time, apologize and move on. Don't beat yourself up about it. Because humans are neutral. There's no good. There's really no evil. I mean, there is, but there's a balance between the two. Your homework, okay? Because I want to see you tomorrow or Wednesday. You choose. Your homework is you're going to get on VR chat tomorrow and you're going to keep your cell phone blue. And whoever decides to visit you, you're going to listen more and talk less. Hear what people are saying. Understand where they're coming from. And if you don't know, politely redirect them to someone else. Virgos are not supposed to know everything. They can't know everything. Sagittarius, Leos, Aquarius, whatever, they don't know everything. I don't know everything. Just because someone has a title of doctor or whatnot, it doesn't mean they know everything. It just means that they are suited for the position. That they know just enough just to help people to an extent where it doesn't cause the whole world to implode on itself. You do realize that there are people who look up to Virgos that want to be Virgos, but they don't understand your pain, your suffering, that you have to live amongst ignorant people just to keep balance. That's why shows like Big Mouth, Teen Titans Go, reboots, anything that's just unorganized, that disrespects old legacies, hurt you more than any other sign. Other signs will state that they're mad and move on and not care anymore. Virgos will remember that forever, and you have to stop trying to remember everything forever. Because remember, you can't carry all that stuff with you when you're dead. I didn't mean to, go that far, but yeah. So you got two homework assignments. Tuesday, exactly 12 in the morning. Get on VR chat. Walk around. Embrace imperfection. Don't say anything about any avatar or nothing. Be human avatars. Be avatars that hurt you. Be cringe. I just want you to be different. And then afterwards, hey Jeremy, what's up? And then afterwards, after you're done with that, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way at this moment? If you do that, you're going to be just fine. People love you, man. You're hard on yourself because you are what you are, a Virgo. A Virgo who's been hurt, a Virgo who has been, unfortunately, who's met a lot of assholes in your life. You dealt with those assholes because you had this thought process, didn't you? I can change them. Fuck that. No, you can't. They don't want to change. They never will change. They'll change when they want to, even if it takes them to their dying grave. You have to let people fail. That's going to hurt you. That's going to really hurt your ego because you got to help people. Sometimes you just have to know when someone wants your help. Let them show you that they know what they're doing. And if they stumble and fall, it's okay. This is going to hurt, Wilkins. But I really need you to take this seriously. You love that woman of yours, right? Yeah. It may not be in the way that you imagined and envisioned, but you do care about it. You care about people. You care about your friends. And they care about you. People are just learning how to do it properly. It's not going to be perfect. There has to be imperfection. Allow yourself to bleed and let people see that you're bleeding. Please. So no more being on orange. No more being on red. Stay on blue. It doesn't matter if people question, what are you talking to a kid? Who gives a damn? You know who you are. You know you're a good person. Let them assume whatever. And you don't take it personally. You have to have your character attacked. Or just be ourselves. Friends are family. Friends are family. Now, do you understand? No more giving out roles. No more doing certain things for people. Because when you do things for people that don't know you, they don't have to give you anything. All the I give people stuff. Who cares? They don't have to do anything for you. Yes, they may have a guilty conscience, maybe 10 or 20 years later, but you're not going to be around to see that. In my personal opinion, Wilkins, why was not a failure. It was a revelation for you. This and everything that happened within these 3 weeks between, and listen, it's none of my business. It's going to help you realize what you truly are. A Virgo with issues that can easily be remedied. See, you're not a lost cause, unlike a lot of these other people. Because you will try, you will do better, and you will simply triumph. Let people be what they are. Beautiful, but awful at the same time. Caring and selfish. Clean and fucking filthy. If they say that they like to make their room a mess, say nothing. Or do this. Shoot, I don't blame you, man. After a long day, you ain't got time to clean your room. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hurt you because deep down, you want to smack that person, don't you, for being so lazy and nasty. However, their story, that's what they want. If they want help, they'll seek for it. So now you know how to deal with suicidal people. Now you know how to deal with attention seekers. Now you know how to deal with those that guilt trip you. But however, my question to you is, are you still overthinking this or do you understand? I understand, but I'm still a little confused. Let me break this down for you. It's society. It's taught. Some things people have to seek for themselves. Just like, for example, people probably told you about what will happen if you keep helping people. And look what happened. And now, you still got to do what you got to do. You still have to deal with someone probably yelling at you and saying that they don't like the gifts that you gave them. Don't take offense. Smile. Don't get mad. And just simply leave it alone. And trust me, man, you got more money in your pocket. You're going to be a lot happier. You're going to be able to see the destruction of the world, empathize with people, and that's it. Here's a good one. Cancer. The truth of the reality is there's already a cure for a lot of diseases in the world. The government doesn't want you to know that because they can't make money. Unfortunately, that's just how they are. However, there is a way to prevent cancer. Do your research. Eat healthier. Stop eating all this processed garbage. Take heed to the warnings of doctors, and you won't have cancer. And for some cases, some people unfortunately have it, and that's it. There are ways to prevent it, and then there's just some types of cancer that you can't. Show empathy, but don't try to fix. More empathy, less fixing. Does that work? So, with all that being said, tell me more about this now dead white people white character that you've been trying to make. I want to hear more. Tell me about the true existence, the true purpose of white people. Tell me why you want to be a streamer then and why you want to be a streamer now. I'll wait. I want to be a streamer to help people. That's your problem. So you robbed yourself of 4 years helping these ungrateful sons of bitches. And now look at you. After 4 years and after one person told you off, showed you how ugly you are on the inside, and now look at you. Why? Because I like being a VTuber and I just like people to see, I just like to see more creations and whatnot. I should have just accepted for what it was, even if it wasn't perfect. So your main goal of being a VTuber was to help others instead of building your own channel. That's sweet, but it's also stupid. No disrespect. None taken. Why? I don't know. No. You're not shutting down on me. You're going to tell me why. Because I want to see others succeed. Because I never really cared about streaming. I just wanted to try it out because it was fun. And Princess Kitley and Cable Jane 454 and both of their respectable crews have taught me a lot, and I just want to try it. And I saw other people suffer, and I saw that they really want to, do better, but I want to help too because I saw other people help, and I misinterpreted, thinking that every small VTuber needs help, when in all reality, they never really needed help, just guidance. Wow. I think we're hitting a breakthrough. Yeah. I think we are. So you joined all these groups and everything because you want to help. Well, they don't need your help. They don't need your advice. How does it feel to know that? It hurts, but it's a good kind of hurt. Listen, you want to be this psychologist, right? I do still. That's what they do. You want to know why your psychologists and nurses help you? Because they see that you want help. That's why they go above and beyond for you. And everyone else, they listen and they send them on their way. It's what Dr. Phil did. It's what many others have done. They called him evil and everything. And what end up happening? They stopped caring. The worst thing that you can do in this life, Wilkins, is to stop caring. You need to care. You are a human, damn it. You have to care. No matter how much people hurt or bleed out, simply tell yourself no. Because why? It's not going to be appreciated. It's not going to be appreciated anyway. And you'll know in your heart when to do it. Follow your heart. You'll know who will truly appreciate you, because they'll shout your name out in the mountains. And everyone else that just barely says thank you, leave them where they're at. They don't deserve your love. They don't deserve your friendship. And they definitely don't deserve your time. But still treat them with respect. And you got to make the best choice for you. This is not me saying don't ever help people. This is just me saying let people try to help themselves first. And if you can't help them, you say, sorry, I can't, direct them to someone else. Let me tell you something. If you ever triggered someone in your life and you apologize and they still want to harp on it, they're not yelling at you. They're yelling at the demon that's torturing them. When they say you're a threat, they don't mean you. They either mean themselves or someone that they replaced in front of you. I see. Don't think about it. Accept what I say and move on. Now, those are 3 steps. You work on it, and we'll do this same time either tomorrow or today. So, that's it. So I'm not allowed to have an opinion. There you go. Why'd you say that? Because I don't understand the part where you stated about if I say certain things. Virgos go on and on and on and on. That's why I stated that. You can have an opinion, but just keep it at two opinions done. If you want to state a whole essay, write a blog about it and let people tell you how wrong or right you are. But just make sure that you're calm and collected when you do so. You have an old Instagram or something? I do actually. Do you mind getting your phone or something? I just want to see if I notice any patterns. I can definitely do that. I am just going to slowly find my phone. Let's find some old Instagram posts. And I just want you to just read something to me. Okay, I found an old Instagram post and well, Instagram account. How many Instagram accounts do you have? I made tons of them because I was so obsessed with being anonymous. Why? I want people to know certain sides of me. Honestly, during the day and age of the internet, I don't blame you. You probably done some stuff and said some things that would have definitely, you know, not helped you in the long run. Agreed. Well, then I was smart. You were smart. Can you read some posts to me? Yeah. Okay, here's one. I found this funny. You drew the ball, except you didn't throw the ball. You only pretend to throw it, and you let me chase it for 500 feet, 50 yards, or 5 miles, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not good at estimating distance. I'm a dog. My point here is that you, sir, are an asshole. Epic fail. Only Chuck Norris could do this. Are you sure you want to send recycle bin to the recycle bin? You fail in life, and internet laughs of your fail. Wow, that meme was honestly ahead of its time. PG era compared to an attitude era. WWE turned soft. SAWT soft. That's opinionated. It is. It's not based off fact. Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose would be the best man in the universe. And we ended up getting 29 of those matches. Fucking genius. Someone's reading the book upside down. What the fuck, guys? I leave for 2 seconds. Jesus turns his back and then the world just implodes on itself. Del Rio with the cross armbar. Inventions number 1, 13, 45, 56, 63, 69, 112, 165, 210, 211, and 212. In other words, I guess I was just hitting emotions that I've had. No, they were hitting emotions that I had when I was a teenager, and I just didn't know how to properly communicate that with my family. Wow. So, what did you learn from that? Some things I didn't really need to post or say. Can you do me a favor and find a video of something that confused you? Any video, doesn't matter. All right.
Folks, I want to.
Chris Jericho promo compilation. This from 5 years ago. 1,400 views. Would you like to react to that? Or do you think you got it from here? I think I got it from here. Thanks, Dr. Voidless. Same time tomorrow or Wednesday? It's up to you, man. Yeah. So no overanalyzing. Stop helping people. And simply just do what you need to do. Help only when they ask. And if people stop talking to you, good. Don't reach out for them. I mean it. Let them think. They got their own problems. Social media is not the end all be all how to communicate. Real life is and always will be. You see a mess, leave for someone else to clean up. Again, don't be an asshole. Just follow your heart. Sometimes you have to do things that will upset people, but know that others see your worth. Just always keep your calm. And the next time someone asks, you did all of this because of me, tell them this was a choice you wanted to make for a while. You were waiting for the right time. And let them know that the whole natural born hated Virgo thing is all based off of facts. And explain to them why. And if they ask, tell them this. Because when a Virgo tries to give you advice, you take offense. And shut up. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go. We're hungry. And you got this, man. You're making excellent progress. Do you think you're making excellent progress? I am. Good. I think you're making fantastic progress. You take care. You too. I didn't realize that overanalyzing was detrimental to one's health. It's just Virgos, you know. We will get through this one day at a time. Because next up, pretty much we're just going to go do every single one of these. So I got the website pulled up and we're going to go to all these. So that was just one. Overthink, overanalyze. So now you know, and now you no longer have to ever overanalyze as long as you live. Are you sure? 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 Hey, look at you adapting to modern day cringe culture. Good job. Embrace the cringe. Are you sure? Okay, now you're overdoing it. Don't care. You're getting it, man. You're getting it. I'm proud of you. All right. See ya tomorrow, Wednesday. Your choice. And remember, VR chat on Blue, Publix, go to the furry worlds, and if someone gets under your skin, don't say anything. Right? Cool. You got this. You may be a Virgo, but that doesn't mean that you're a horrible human being. Just a flawed one, just like the rest of us. Welcome to real life.
Bring in the current reigning cruiserweight champ for how much longer, we don't know. Come on in, Chris Jericho. This coming Sunday on pay-per-view, it's uncensored, and you're going to be challenged by the multi-talented Dean Malenko. Before we get to him, what about the disrespect you have shown one Juventud Guerrera, wearing that mask around in not the most complimentary fashion?
Well, Juventud Guerrera, he dug his own grave, because as we finally could see, Mean Gene, this guy is really, really ugly. I mean, the guts that he showed to put up his mask with a face like that, Eric Quasi, you got my total respect. Movie Juice, Quasi Juice, you know that I eternally am grateful to you. You are a great competitor, and that's why I'm wearing my mask, your mask, around my chest to show just what a great competitor you are. And I have the ultimate respect for you, Quasi.
All right, let's talk about this Sunday exclusively on pay-per-view, one-on-one for this cruiserweight title right here. You're going to be facing Dean Malenko, a man they call the Iceman because he's totally expressionless, but he's also known as the Mechanic, a man of 1,000 holds.
Well, it's funny because he's the Iceman. I'm from Canada. I know a lot about ice as well. And as far as him being the mechanic, I need some work done on my new 98 Mustang convertible. So, Dean, when you finish the match after I've embarrassed you in the center of the ring, come on down. You can change my man of 1,000 holds. You know what, Gene? Last night I was in bed wearing my cruiserweight belt, of course.
Wait a minute. We're on the air here.
I was sleeping. Get your mind out of the gutter, old man. You dirty old man. I was thinking to myself, instead of counting sheep, I was counting the holes that I know. And, Dean, you might be the man of 1,000 holes, but I know 1,003 holes. I got 3 more ways to beat you than you have to beat me. So that goes that gimmick out the window. Now, Malenko, you've been a cruiserweight champ before once or twice. I've been a 7-time cruiserweight champion or something like that. I can't keep track of all the facts here. Malenko, You're going to get your chance to get your belt back, but you know what? I got more respect than you.
We are out of time. I thank you, Chris Jericho, this Sunday night on pay-per-view and uncensored. Make the call right now.
Now.
Well, hi, everybody. Stagger Lee Marshall taking up a second or two of your time. All of you Tri-State Wrestling fans, I want to talk about WCW. You really have to say NWO, because anywhere WCW shows up, the NWO will be there as well. I guess that means everybody's coming into Uniondale. We're going to be in Nassau County Coliseum Monday, June 15th, and that means Nitro. Only the hottest thing going.
Wow.
See you for Nitro, Monday the 15th. Hi, everybody. It's Lee Marshall, and again, we have to thank everybody in the tri-state area for making the WCW Monday Nitro coming in the Nassau Coliseum a sold-out event. If you don't have tickets yet for Monday, June 15th, here is our advice. Call over to the Nassau County box office. We're trying right now to open up a few seats. In fact, I think we may have found a place where we can put a few seats. So call there immediately and make sure you are part of Monday Nitro Live. That's the 15th.
Monday Nitro Live.
Uniondale, or contact the Ticketmaster. No. Few things have changed over the past couple of weeks, and one of them is the fact that Chris Jericho, no longer the Cruiserweight Champion of the world. I have noticed that, however, you do have this article in our new magazine. This, what is it? The Inside the Jungle. Only article written in Ebonics, I see. Chris, you are no longer sporting the... Wait a minute. This is a bogus, counterfeit, knockoff, no good, illegal, unauthorized, non-sanctioned shirt.
Do you have any more words to throw in there? Do you have the thesaurus in the back?
And badly made.
Trying to show how smart you are, how intelligent you are. Well, you know what, Lee Marshall? I was mad. I was angry when the conspiracy became true, and I lost my belt, but you know what? I'm not mad anymore. Because legally, I have a case. Legally, I'm 100% right, and I will have my belt returned to me on a silver platter with the head of Dean Malenko and a handwritten apology as well. But you know what's even better about Monday Night Jericho in Uniondale at Nassau Coliseum? You know what's even better? It's the return of a true hometown hero, the man of 1,004 homes, myself, born in Manhasset, Long Island, New York, just down the road from Uniondale. Hometown hero. There's going to be a parade for me. All the Jerichoholics, all the way through Times Square, throughout New York City. It's going to be a great day for me and a bad day for you, Lee Marshall. You know why?
Why?
Because not only, like I said, is there going to be parades and a huge brouhaha for myself, I will get my belt back, and you'll be standing here holding the bag with a horrible signature of a bad toupee in Uniondale.
Man, Chris Jericho was a trip back then.
I want you to start thinking about July 12th, the day that surfs up, friends. It is Bash at the Beach time, and this has always been not only one of the toughest, but one of the most historic pay-per-view events in WCW.
I love his
I
moxie.
suggest you call your cable operator at the earliest convenience. So if you want to be part of Bash at the Beach, it's also available on Direct Ticket with DirecTV. Also, the network and you satellite dish owners, a phone call to Turner Premier takes care of business for you. I call it historic because it was at a Bash at the Beach a few years ago when, well, the biggest phenomenon in wrestling, maybe all of sports, literally died the day Hulkamania came to an end. The day Hulk Hogan became Hollywood Hogan, the face of wrestling has never quite been the same. Another young man looking to make his mark in history. He is a multi-champion of the Cruiserweight division, looking to capture any number of crowns, I think, in the years to come. But Chris Jericho, we talked about Bash at the Beach being historic, and it's not a piece of that history.
Bash at the Beach, a very, very historic time for the World Championship Wrestling operation. Like you said, it was at Bash at the Beach where Hulkamania died. And it was at Bash at the Beach when the newest phenomenon in WCW started, and that is the birth of Jerichoism. All the Jerichoholics know that in 98, Chris Jericho will be at the Bash at the Beach. And what am I going to do at Bash at the Beach, Lee? What is going to transpire at Bash at the Beach? It doesn't matter because you know I'm going to be there. I am the role model for millions, trillions, billions of Jerichoholics worldwide. And that's a huge responsibility, Lee. It's a responsibility that I must shoulder each and every single day of my life. It's not easy being Chris Jericho, Lee Marshall.
I can imagine.
It's not an easy task. But what's going to happen at Bash at the Beach is you know I'm going to be there leading the way like the Pied Piper of professional wrestling that I am with the millions and millions and legions of Jerichoholics behind me. So at Bash at the Beach, I will be there, Lee Marshall. And even if you're not, your toupee is still looking beautiful today.
I love that Chris Jericho. Do 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 do. Unplug the oven for and then plug it in. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I guess that's that then. Your naturally born hated Virgo is going to now rest.